Hello students, today we are going to learn about point-slope form. Don't forget to take notes as you go and do the survey at the end. So two important formulas that we need when we are writing in point-slope form is the slope formula, the y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1, which is what we did in class today. And the second formula we need is actually the point-slope formula. So you need to make sure you have this down in your notes. We have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. In this equation, we are going to replace numbers with the y1, the m value, and the x1. Those are the only spots that we are going to replace numbers with. So you need to remember that as we're going through. It's just the y1, the m, and the x1. This x and this y that don't have anything next to them, they are going to stay the same because our goal here is to eventually write an equation in slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b. And as you can see, we have a y and we have an x in that form, so we need to keep those variables as they are. Alright, so let's do an example. We're not going to go through an entire example on this video. We'll actually finish them in class tomorrow, but I'm at least going to get you started, and then we'll talk about how to do the rest of it tomorrow. So our first thing we have to do is find the slope. So again, our slope is the y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So if we substitute our values in that we have up here, we have a negative 1 minus 6 divided by 4 minus a negative 3. So negative 1 minus 6 is going to give us a negative 7. And then negative 1 minus a negative is like adding a positive. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And then when we simplify this, negative 7 divided by 7 gives us negative 1. So negative 1 is our m value. Now we're going to substitute this into point-slope form. When we do this, we're going to use our x1 and y1. You can use your x2 and y2 if you want to. I usually just use the first point that they give us because it's easiest, but if you want to use the second one, that's fine. So we're going to plug in our numbers, or substitute our numbers. So we're going to have y minus our y value, which is 6, equals our m value, which is what we just found up here, negative 1, times x minus our x value up here, which is a negative 3. Now, just like in the slope formula, when we have this double negative, it actually becomes a positive. So when we simplify this even further, we want to make that a positive 3, so we don't get confused with the double negative. In class tomorrow, we will finish this out by actually solving for y, but right now, all I want you to be able to do is be able to substitute those values in. Alright, second example. Again, first thing we want to do is find our slope. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Alright, so our y2 value is 8 and our y1 value is 5 divided by our x2, which is negative 1, our x1, which is 3. So 8 minus 5 is going to give us 3, and negative 1 minus 3 is a negative 4. So our slope for this one cannot be simplified any further, so we have a negative 3 over 4. Our next step is to plug it into the point-slope formula. So again, I'm going to use the first ordered pair given. If you want to use the second one, you can. So we have y minus our y1, which is 5, equals our m value, which is a negative 3/4, times x minus our x value, which is 3. Now this one we have no double negatives, so at this point there is nothing to simplify. So that is as far as we're going to go for now. Our last example, one more. First thing we want to do is find our slope. So m y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Our y2 value is a -1 and our y1 value is 4, and we're going to divide that by our x2, which is 0, and our x1, which is a -2. We have that double negative, so we're going to make both of those positive. -1 minus 4 is going to give us a -5, and 0 plus 2 is going to give us 2. We cannot simplify this any further, so we're going to leave it like that. And then when we substitute these values in to the equation, again, I'm using my first point up here that I have. So we have y minus our y1, which is 4, equals our slope, -5/2x, minus our x1, which is a -2, so we're going to make that a positive. So we can make that a positive all in one step here, so we don't have to rewrite the equation twice. And that's as far as we're going to get today. So make sure when you come into class tomorrow that you know how to find the slope of 2 points and you know how to substitute those values into point slope form. Then tomorrow we will actually solve for these so we can write an equation in slope intercept form just like all of our other equations have been, the y equals mx plus b. Don't forget to bring in your notes tomorrow to class and take the survey before you come into class tomorrow. See you tomorrow.